Hello everybody, Uber Lady Charlotte here, and someone requested a story time, but this story time is kind of sad. I hate that I'm doing a sad story time, but it was just crazy. It was about a passenger I picked up last night. I was taking him to work, and nice guy, real nice guy, lived in a hotel, well, the motel, and he just started talking to me. He was talking to me about his children. He has 2 girls. One's 3 and one's 2. And he was telling me that he and the mother wasn't together anymore, but that he was fighting for custody of his children. And I said, really? He's like, yeah. He said their mother is off her rocker. But you know, people say that sometimes about the mom or the dad. You know, she crazy. He crazy. But no, I found out he was really serious. She's got some mental issues. Well, the 3-year-old, he said the 3-year-old is afraid of his mother, as well as the 2-year-old. So he said that's why he wants custody, because she doesn't take care of them. A lot of times the grandmother may have them, and several times the mother has called the police on herself to say, I need somebody to come get the children because I'm a danger to myself and to them as well. So he said, you know, he's been gone to prison. He was in prison for 3 years. I'm sorry, 2 years. And was it 2 years? Yeah, no, I'm sorry, he was in prison for a year. He was in prison for a year. He just got out, and well, not just got out, but he's been in this area, my area, for about 8 months. And he said he works 2 jobs, and he's been applying for places, and he finally got a place. Oh, okay, stay on your side of the street. But he finally got a place this past Friday. And he said he signed the lease. And he's very happy. I was happy for him. He said, but he's got to get his children out of the mother's house. So he said he doesn't have a lawyer, but he's going to have to defend himself and defend his children. So he said while he was in prison for that year, he said he studied family law. And he believes he's gonna have a hard time because the mother, the grandmother of the children, she paid for a lawyer for the mother. And he said, so he's gonna have to go up against this lawyer. And he said he's got proof of how she's treating the children, you know, based on what the 3-year-old is saying. So I'm like, oh really? He's like, yeah, I got it on my phone. I said, what, do you have video? You have video, or you have audio? And he's like, I got audio. I don't have any video. I just have audio. And I said, okay. I said, so you probably need to take it off your phone and put it on a flash drive so you'll have it. Then he was like, no, I'll never lose my phone. And I'm like, first mistake, you know. So I got him to his job, and he was just talking about how the mother has tried to kill the babies several times, but her mother keeps intervening. I mean, you know, the mother intervenes, the grandmother intervenes and takes them over and get the kids from her. But they won't tell him anything. So he said a long time ago, he used to be on cocaine real bad. And he used to be on crystal meth real bad. He said, but once he went to prison, he got clean. And I said, well, good for you. He's like, well, you know, now I'm trying to do all the things I need to do to get my children in my custody. I said, well, that's good. It's like, you know, I work 3rd shift at Waffle House, and then I got another little part-time job. I said, well, if you're doing that, how are you going to take care of your children? You know, 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds can be very demanding. And he was like, well, yeah, that's true. He said, but I just got to do something. And I said, okay. So he's like, I want you to hear something. And I said, what? So he's like, let me play for you what my little girl told me. My 3-year-old told me. I said, okay. So he started playing it, and so you hear him say, you hear the little girl, you hear the daddy ask the little girl, what did you say? And I'm going to just say it to you like she said it. She said, that fucking bitch. And I said, that's your baby? He said, listen. He said, sweetheart, where'd you hear that word from? Don't say that word. Where'd you get that word from? She said, mommy said it to me. He said, mommy said it to you? She said, mommy said it to me. He said, why would mommy say something like that? This little girl, 3-year-old girl, says, because she said she didn't want to fucking kill me, so she called me a fucking bitch. And he said, what? She's trying to fucking kill me, Dad. You talking about heartbreaking? Heartbreaking. So I just told him, you know, you just got to keep fighting and, you know, and just try to get your babies out the house. Partial custody, something. But I said, it's good that you got your place. You're on the right track. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you know, I don't do any drugs no more except for crystal meth. I said, what? He says, I only take crystal meth to stay up at night. You know, when I work my job, that's the only reason I take it. So before I realized it, I said, well, sweetie, you're not going to get the kids if you're still dealing in drugs. If you're taking crystal meth, why would they give the kids to you? You're going to have to stop. If you want your kids totally, complete custody, you're going to have to stop doing those things that you were doing. They don't care that you only do it just to stay up at night. That's not a valid reason to do crystal meth. He was like, well, yeah, you're right. He's like, I'm trying though. I'm like, yeah, you're trying. You are trying. But you're going to need to do a lot more than that to get those babies out of that hellhole. So, I know that was sad, but that's how I felt last night when he told me the story. And then I actually heard that baby's voice on the phone where he recorded. It broke my heart that this child has to try to survive every day. Survive from the mama. Her mother knows what's going on with her, but won't step in to help. How can you get a lawyer for your daughter and you know she has this mental illness and possibly can harm and kill the children? There's something wrong there where she has to call the police on herself to protect the babies. Now, before y'all all jump all over me, no, I don't know this man. I don't know what hotel room he came out of. I don't know anything about him. So there's nothing I can actually do that he hasn't done already. I don't know anything other than just hearing the baby's voice on the phone, on the recording. And that was heartbreaking enough. So anyway, I just thought I'd give y'all that one. But now let's go back to Uber. I was sitting at home. I've been at home. I was at home for 2 hours. I came home for a little break. I made something to eat. I made some fried calamari rings with fresh cilantro and chili sauce. I tossed them around in that. I cut the squid up myself and tossed them around in that. Deep fried them. Alright, then I made some cauliflower rice. I took a head of cauliflower that I had and I used the grater and I grated it up. Okay, I grated up 3/4 of it. I was tired. I was getting a Popeye arm in this thing. So I just broke them up real small and took a butcher knife and cut up the other part real small. Small enough. So, and that was really good. So I put some chicken stock in the water that I boiled the cauliflower in. Chicken stock, some garlic, a little salt, a little pepper, some butter. And that was really, really good. So I had those two things for lunch. Then after that, I laid on the couch. And I got lazy after that. I'm like, you know what? I probably not going to make my goal today. I'm tired. I was able to make enough to pay the one bill. Now I got one more bill to pay before December 2nd. And I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. It's going to happen. Right now, I'm at $50. Which is cool because I just got that. I was laying on the couch. And I was making a video for Felicia. And then I said, let me cut this thing on real quick just to see what's going on. And I did, and not even a minute passed by. Not even a minute. And then I got a ding. So I'm like, oh, okay, got a fish on the line. All right. And then I look at it, it says 45-minute trip. 45 plus. So I'm like, oh, snap. So I'm in a hurry. I got one shoe on and one shoe off running out to the car. Because I don't want to lose this one. This was like a striped bass. I didn't want to lose it. Because, you know, people will cancel on you. Especially if they put the wrong address in. So I got on around there and picked them up. And that's what I don't understand. Uber told me it was a 45-minute plus trip. It was a 38-minute trip. Where I dropped off. Once I picked her up and started the navigation, it said 38 minutes. It's like, how did it go from a 45-minute trip to a 38-minute trip? Somebody lied to me. But it's okay. It's okay. I took it and I enjoyed it. It was a nice conversation. Nice young lady. And I made $25 on that trip. So it's cool. It's cool. Because I started out with 16 and then I got that $25. Well, yeah, 24 and some change. Because I had 16 and some change. So started out pretty good. It's alright. I'm happy. Let me check my figures right here. Make sure I got that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a minute. Oh, man. Hey. Hello? Oh, I want to call her. Okay. Yeah, it was $24.06 I made on that trip. And I had 16 and some change. So, that's how I ended up with $50 or $51 or something. So I'm thankful. So now I've cut it off and I'm headed back home again. Because I'm going to go home and do nothing. I'm going to watch B-rated movies and I'm going to work on my new hairstyle. I keep some hair in the closet. When I went to Denver and I was there for a month, Karen took me to a beauty supply store that had hair for like $1 a pack, $5 a pack. So I bought a bunch of it. So, but this hair I'm going to put in. It looks weird. It's a weird color. It's a funky little color. But I'm at the bottom of the barrel now, so that's what I would do. And I'm going to watch B-rated movies, like I said, and then work on some paperwork for tomorrow. I may start by the job and print it out, bring it home and work on it. I don't know. I just want to do something for me. You know, sometimes you just want to do something for you. I want to do something for me. Anyway, Felicia, I want to just tell you this about your papa. 95 years, that's a long life. A long life. And we have to thank God for the 95 years. You said you're like 34, 35. You've had him your whole life. If not your whole life, a large portion of your life, you've had him. I look at it this way, and it's not me. I'm just throwing something out there. I know you said you would be sad. You know, you're going to be sad when he passed away from kidney failure, well, kidney cancer. I know you said you're going to be sad. You don't know if you'll be able to deal with it. If you think about it in this way, you ever borrow something from somebody and they had it so long that you actually forgot it was yours, and then when you saw them with it, it's like, hey, that's mine. I want it back. And then they tell you, oh gosh, I've had this thing so long, I thought it was mine. It's like, no, it's mine and I want it back. Maybe you let somebody borrow your vacuum cleaner. It's very helpful in life, you know, made vacuuming the carpet very easy. Picked up dust and dirt and grime and cleaned up the room. You know, it cleaned up the carpet, that deep down stuff. And you didn't have to sweep it by hand, you know, with the broom. Or maybe you know somebody that let somebody borrow a weed eater. And the neighbor had it so long, he used it every week to trim his grass or get in the little grooves of the sidewalk, to get into places that the lawnmower couldn't get to. But the weed eater was so handy, so practical, so easy to use. And who knows, the neighbor might even thought, I don't know how we get along without this weed eater. This is a good weed eater. It fit my hand. It's perfect for me. Blah, blah, blah. Or you let somebody borrow a book, and they got all the knowledge out of the book. They read it, got some good understanding, got a lot of good points, and now they want their book back. Now you want your book back. Well, it's kind of how I look at it with God. Number one, Jesus died on the cross for us, so our lives are not our own. We don't belong to ourselves. Our lives belong to Him. We're supposed to live to glorify Him. Our lives do not belong to us. However, God put Pop in your life, or Papa in your life, for you to gain knowledge from, feel loved, all those things. Oh Lord, when did this thing get hit? Woo. Anyway, that looked like a fresh keel too. I'm sorry, but so now, you know, God gave you your Papa for just a moment to benefit you in life. And I'm sure you turned out to be a wonderful woman due to the nuggets of wisdom He gave you, the examples He set forth in life for you, all those things you love about Him. God put that into your life, sweetie. But now God needs them back. God needs them back. He only lent them to you for a little while. And yours wasn't even a little while. He's 95 years old. God let you have him a long time. A long time. God put him right in your path, right when you needed him, right when everybody else shut the door in your face. God put somebody there. Or in other words, he opened up a window. And he gave you, would you say unconditional love? You had unconditional love from Papa. And time will come when it's time for Papa to go back home. That's an appointment we all have to keep. Like you said, you know, we all have to go on. That's one appointment we all have to keep. And it was a blessing. And continues to be a blessing until God doesn't open his eyes anymore. That he was in your life and you experienced him. And that he experienced you. I'm sure he learned a lot from you too. So maybe if you look at it that way, God let you borrow something special. And now he needs it back. We've had it so long, or you've had it so long, you kind of forgot that it wasn't yours to have. God let you borrow him. God gave you his love, and he let you borrow Papa. So, I hope that helps you with your transition. It wasn't as smooth or eloquent